Ladies and gentlemen, we back with another quick run. Your boys from the Shootaround Session podcast. Me, Tawasi C, and my man.
Randy B, you know how we do this thing.
Man, how you feeling today? Knicks got the W game one. How are you feeling about our performance in game one?
I'm glad we got the win. We dominant at times, doing what we had to do.
Facts.
We got the job done. There are certain things that I did not like watching that game. You know what I mean? JB started off great. Jalen Brunson started off real good. He started off hot, did what he had to do. But then when I think it was in the third or the fourth, Atlanta went on a run, and that's because the Knicks, for some reason, ran the same play like 4 or 5 times.
Bruh.
High pick and roll with Josh Hart, and again, JB with this isolation ball, and everyone is just standing around watching.
Everybody.
That was driving me nuts watching that. Driving me nuts. All right? If it's finals or bust and they want to go far, Mike Brown needs to start calling some plays.
Facts. Facts.
Okay.
I mean, we see last year Tibbs used to basically run the same play, the same motion all the time, and Mike Brown kind of falling into that trap. But something I want to point out that was bothering me all game was we're still seeing them waiting too late in the game to go to Cat. I feel like, yes, Brunson was hot in the first, tearing it up in the first quarter, but we have to get Cat some touches from early and go to Cat earlier on because none of these guys could guard him. None of the Hawks don't have any real bigs. Their biggest big is Okongwu.
Yeah, Okongwu.
And he's not even a real center.
Cat had only 2 points, I think, until late into the second quarter or something of the sorts.
Yeah,
it makes
none.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
I mean, we doing what we got to do. We clamping up. You see OG, he's clamping up. Josh Hart's clamping up. We playing good defense, but I don't really rate the Atlanta Hawks as a squad like that. So this should have been, when we was up 20, we should have left it there and stayed there. They got on a run in the fourth, and they started giving it to us in the fourth, and we had to kind of hold it down. But I don't know. I'm not happy. I'm happy we got the dub as we're supposed to, but I want to see more from the New York Knicks.
I feel exactly how you feel. I'm happy we got the dub. We eked it out, but no. Some adjustments need to be made because there was a lot of flaws in that game last night. Like I said, that ISO hero ball, again, isn't necessary. Again, You had the whole right side of the court just standing around because JB want to break down. And granted the fact that's his game and that's what he does, but still, you got to get your guys involved. Everybody needs to get involved.
Have to.
Right?
I love JB's style. I love how, when he's cooking, he's cooking. This dude is shifty. He's hitting it with some crossovers, and that mid-range game is solid, but we need to see him be more of a point guard, get the rest of the team involved, and just get them cooking, man. You can't wait until, Bridges can't be taking 9 shots. We need more shots from Bridges. Hart is going to do what Hart do. I'm not tripping on that. But definitely, Karl Anthony Towns needs to be taking more than 13 shots. Definitely.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
What we saying for game 2? How we feeling about game 2?
Game 2 could possibly go the exact same way, honestly speaking. And one other thing that was excellent to watch, and one of the main reasons why you got certain superstars that do want to come to play for the Knicks, that Garden was electric last night.
Oh man.
That was game 1 of the first playoff series, and you would swear it was a finals game. That crowd is electric. Big up to the Garden crowd. Big up to New York City. We know how to have a good time and support our teams and specifically support the Knicks.
Let me ask you a question though. You go on social media after these games and you see the guys outside going crazy. We won. Yeah. Game 1. Do you feel that that's giving these other teams ammunition?
I feel it's too much. And yes, I feel it's too much, but that's the New York spirit. That's just what it's going to be. And yes, it does fuel the other team, especially our biggest rivals. And I'm talking like the Celtics or like a Tyrese Halliburton what's his name? The one that just went to Washington, Trey Young.
Oh, Trey Young,
That fuels the crap out of him because it's one thing to beat a team, is another thing to shut that crowd up, and that's what they look to do.
One more player on the Hawks side I got to talk about is this Jalen Johnson guy. You heard the commentators last night. They all raving over Jalen Johnson, saying he's the next one, and a lot of the young pieces that the Hawks have. How do you feel like they stand? Because me personally, I feel like it's a one-player show on that team, which is CJ McCollum. He's going to carry them. He's going to give them the bucket, so we don't got to worry about shutting him down. But some of those other guys like Alexander Walker, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, we could lock those guys up easy, and we're not really worried about them. How are you feeling about these young guys on this team?
They still, just like you said, they're young guys. They can be explosive and they can be difference makers, but they're young and they have a while to go before they make any type of impact. This ain't the season that's gonna happen. So
definitely not.
Yeah, it's a situation, and again, I love to see it because I love to see the development of these young guys and where they do go and how big they can become. But no, yeah, they made it this far, and they made it this far for a reason. And it's good to see, it's good to see the future in pretty good hands.
Yeah, they trying. But we're going to head to the next game of the night outside in the West. On Instagram and TikTok, a lot of people was getting at us saying that we got this wrong. We got some egg in our face for this one. How are we feeling about the Los Angeles Lakers beating the Houston Rockets in Game 1?
Well, it's two things. First things first, we did say in the last episode, hey, LeBron James is not going to lay down for no one.
That's a fact.
All right? He is going to fight, and he did any and everything in his power to get that win last night. And the second part is KD wasn't on the floor. I'm not saying that the Lakers couldn't have still gotten this win. I'm just saying the Rockets' best player, Hall of Fame player, superstar player wasn't on the floor. So that was a major difference in itself.
Major difference.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from the Lakers. They did their thing. LeBron got everyone involved. Everybody involved. And that's exactly what you're supposed to do when you are a Hall of Fame talent.
LeBron last night, the oldest player with 11 assists. Oldest. Man was getting it in, and I give it to him. Like, he had the role players playing, and everybody stepped up. I feel like it's one of the first games I've seen in a long time with the Lakers that the whole starting five was in double figures, and it was crazy to me. I couldn't believe it. I said, what is really going on? But shout out to the Lakers. They hit some shots. I don't think they'll keep that up going throughout the rest of the series. They can't, like Luke Kennard. How many games is Luke Kennard going to give you where he goes 5 for 5?
That's
Tell
crazy.
You know what I mean?
I feel like DeAndre Ayton had his best game as a Laker. He was catching them lobs. He was doing it. He was hitting at the line. He was doing his thing. If they keep that up and if they can stay strong until a Luka could come back or what's his name would come back, then good for them. Mm-hmm. Is it sustainable? How long is KD going to be out? I don't know where this series is going to go yet.
Nah, I don't. I mean, I feel like part of me feels like KD just let him rock. He said, "I'm gonna give Braun one. Let me sit out. Let me give him a game."
That's his new friend. So he's like, "I got you, so don't worry about this."
That's his homie. I don't know, man. I mean, it was points in the game where I felt like the Lakers were going to make the Rockets were going to make a comeback. I didn't feel like that lead they had going into the fourth was safe. And we saw guys like Tawasi step up. He gave you 7 for 7, 16 points. I feel like they could do it. I feel like they just got to make an adjustment, put the Thompson twin, the man Thompson on LeBron, because a lot of people flame me on social media saying Amen Thompson can't guard LeBron James. I'm like, hey, he don't got the size, but he has the length. He has the quickness. I think if Udoka, if you're listening to this, just make a couple of adjustments and you in there, man. You in there. Stop playing like a JV team. Throw Clint Capella into the mix. Let these guys ball out. Let's see what they really have. But shout out to LeBron. Shout out to LeBron fans out there, because we get a lot of hate when we talk about LeBron James. But I feel like LeBron did his thing, and like you said, LeBron is going to show up in these next 4 games. He's going to show up because I don't think it's going past 5. I really don't think it's going past 5. And if they do go past 5, shout out to LeBron in that GOAT conversation, like we always say.
Exactly. In the conversation.
In the combo. But
In the convo.
I think that's going to do it today for our quick run. We just got a quick Game 11 kind of thing going.
Just real quick before we sign off, real quick, I just want to shout out the Cavs. They did what they had to do first.
Absolutely.
One game out. Denver, they did what they had to do.
Matter of fact, boom, not even sign out. Let's talk about Denver for a minute. Let's talk about Denver because we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the Denver Nuggets. Jokic put up that triple-double. Do you feel like he's going to bully that Minnesota Timberwolves teams? I know we said they were going to 7. We picked that as one of our series to go to 7. Julius Randle was looking decent, but Minnesota does not have a true point guard. And do you think that's going to hurt Minnesota in the long run?
Absolutely. You need a full arsenal when it comes to taking down Denver. And if you don't, it's not going to happen. To go back to your first question, yeah, Nikola is going to dominate this entire series. I'm not saying that they're going to win every game, but he will be putting up these type of numbers this entire series. I do see it happening.
Nah, that man is a bad man to take a line from Stephen A. Smith, but he's a bad man on that court. I feel like, me, I always say, Denver is my squad. I got so much faith in the Denver Nuggets. I feel like they will dominate and they will make a long playoff run. I feel bad for Ant-Man because I feel like they regressed as a team. I feel like they haven't gotten better. Gobert, he's a defensive player of the year candidate, but he's still doing bonehead mistakes out there, not taking the game serious. And I just feel bad for the Timberwolves. I'm not hating on Julius Randle because he stepped up in a little bit of ways, but he going to show you his true colors in a little bit. He was going
very
off.
Very soon. And when it comes to Ant, yeah, I do feel bad for him. But the one thing about Ant that I realized, unlike other players, he's not afraid to say what he feels. And I'm pretty sure he's not afraid to go to his front office and be like, hey, listen, what are we doing? And if we ain't doing what I think we ain't doing, then what are we doing?
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. You got to keep your superstar happy. He's going to get vocal, I feel like, very soon. But, shout out to DiVincenzo because we saw him some flashes of brilliance. He playing that defense. He lock it in. But we miss you in New York, Devo. So if you could get yourself back over here, we can make something happen in New York. We could use that, To talk about the Cavs real quick, yeah, they took that game yesterday. I still see Toronto making some moves. I don't see them giving up. It was a pretty... Cavs handled them pretty easily.
First half, it was pretty close. It was a very competitive game in the first half, and then the Cavs have firepower. They have two stars in their team. They have two great stars in their team, and they were supposed to win, and they did what they were supposed to do.
They did what they were supposed to do. We're going to see how that series plays out because that's another one that we predicted going 7. So, our Toronto peoples out there, our Canada peoples, y'all got to give these guys some love and give them some support because we need this series to go 7. We need it to go 7.
Oh, yeah.
Closing thoughts on the first day of the playoffs.
I feel like every team that was supposed to win won. Again, the Lakers have LeBron. You can never count them out. So again, every team, there was no shocking surprises. There was no upsets, I should say. There was no upsets. Every team that was supposed to win won, and we'll see how things go today. Boston is up next. They're gonna be up soon. I can't wait to see that because, again, I want to see how everybody's looking, and I need everybody to get beat up before they get to the Knicks.
That's a fact. We got 4 games slated for today. We got the 76ers and Celtics. We got the Magic and the Pistons. We got the Suns and the Thunder. And we got the Trailblazers and the Spurs. So I'm calling it. I think all the people that are supposed to win will win tonight.
Yeah.
I'm calling it. Everybody's going to win. And that's kind of how the first round goes. Not any major upsets.
Exactly. I think the first round of the playoffs is going to go exactly how everybody expected. No surprises. That's how I feel.
But I will say this. My shocking surprise of today's games will be the 76ers will put up a fight. And if you're a gambling man, throw Tyrese Maxey for 30 points today. I'm going to call it. I'm going to call that. That guy's going to come out, and he's going to have something to prove. He's a dog. And I feel like either the 76ers build around Tyrese Maxey and let go of those old washed-up stars, or you let Tyrese Maxey go and let this man get to that MVP status that he's supposed to get to, because he's that next guy for sure.
He's nice. He's right. Yes. I agree with you.
All right. But I think the pump fake is done and we could really get the shot up. That's going to do it for this episode of The Quick Run. Staying with us. Playoffs are here. We're going to keep grinding.
Have a good one, people.
We're going to catch y'all in the next one. Peace. All right.